Okay. Mwana ina kuitisha YouTube.
Yes.
That's how basi. Okay, all right. We are privileged today to have my brother Isaac.
GICHIENGO.
Oh, Isaac is in the house, so I'm so happy to have him. We're gonna have a quick conversation. It's gonna be short and on point. So first of all, my name is Cam Now, and founder of Kemen. Kemen is Kenya Men Empowerment Network, and what we do is to reach out at one man at a time. And I've been following Isaac GICHIENGO. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And hearing his story is amazing. And kind of me as a leader of men organization here in America, I've been having conversation with men. Whatever situation they're going through, they call me and say, "Hey, I'm going through this situation. How can you help? I'm going through financial difficulties. How can you help? My marriage is going down. How can you help?" So when I saw your story, I said, "Man, we need more of you. We need to hear your story." And uh, your book just arrived. I love it. It's amazing.
Yes.
It just came. Resilient Rebirth.
Yep.
A man's account of a devastating interracial divorce. So, thank you for appreciating Kemen with what you're going through.
Sure.
People stepping up and supporting you. So, why this book? Can you share about your story? Because and now we're gonna share this, and we just want to have a serious conversation. Uh, a lot of people, and especially men, don't talk openly about their situation, and they're dying without talking about it. So you having this conversation is amazing for you to come through and to be able to talk about it. So why this book, and what do you want to change in us? Men who don't talk, men who are dying slowly, and what's that? Tell me.
First of all, this is my own personal story, and I was very hesitant to tell my story, to go public to tell my story.
Mhm. Right.
I was inspired to write this book by many people who have actually reached out to me from all over the world, South Africa, Cayman Islands, you name it, Australia, Japan. So I thought I was the only man that was actually going through a hard time after the divorce. Divorce, people go through divorce. This is not about divorce. This is about everything that happened to me, and especially the legal system that I faced. And when I heard other men call me, even women, tell me about their stories, that's when I realized, wait a minute, mine was not that bad. So they're the reason who inspired me to actually write the book, to inspire others. This book is not just about my story. It's a beacon of hope. I've given ideas, especially we men don't like to talk. There's a lot of men who are suffering in silence. A lot of men ending up committing suicide after divorce. And I'll give you a prime example. In Massachusetts alone, there's 9 cases of death this year.
Really?
This year alone. Men who have already faced through depression, gone through depression, and actually end up terminating their lives. Yes. So this book, and actually, I'm not trying to hype my book, but I've received a lot of calls. Some people who have actually said, "You've really helped me." So this is not just about my stories, about how we can help other people who are suffering in silence.
Right. So, what do you think? What went wrong when we came here? Because we had so much hope when we came to this disaster. Do you think what went wrong? Because it seems there's so much instability. Apart from few marriages that are doing well, what happened? And a lot of the instability into it happened.
Well, there's something profound to be said about vulnerability within family relationships, and I think it is critical for people prior to dating to ask each other what type of trauma they faced, and based on their experience and how they addressed it. And I think these are some of the things that sometimes we take for granted. we don't really ask each other what has
Mm,
happened in our life, prior life, that maybe when you get together,
right,
you end up now facing all these issues.
right. So do you think the system that in favor men in diaspora, is that what you think?
I personally, in the diaspora, I think the laws favor women and children.
Right,
The laws are not made for men. And for the most
right,
part, if you hear cases, and again, I'm still talking from experience based on conversations that I've had with other people,
right.
the laws do not favor men
Mm-hmm.
at all. Yeah.
Right.
So
You
my
think
situation was no different,
right,
except
right.
mine was a little bit biased. Yes.
Yeah, you think so. You think so. So do you think there's a chance for us to change that? With especially, I don't want you to reveal it all because I want people to buy this book. I'm gonna buy my copy.
Yes.
I have 20 copies here. So we'll read the book. So
Mhm.
with me having these phone calls and you having those phone calls, how can we advise men and having not even men, people in relationship to run away if there's chaos or to do what?
I, I think people need to be more versatile to
Mm-hmm,
change and
mm-hmm,
welcome growth as individuals within relationships, while at the same time
mm-hmm.
treating and making each other know some of the boundaries.
Right,
The power of vulnerability is key. The
right.
more people learn each other prior to engagement, the better the relationship will prosper. And I think that's the biggest mistake we tend to do because, like in my case, I was very young,
Mm-hmm.
naive,
Right,
and not did not really dig down into finding out more about the partner. And
right,
again, I'm
right.
not trying to make myself look better, but I
Mm-hmm.
think collectively, I think there is more we can do as individuals to trying to understand each other prior to
Right.
engagement. Right.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Do you think there's a betrayal? Like, say, for example, if now I'm going through a situation in my
Hmm.
relationship and I
Hmm.
share with you, do you think
Hmm.
that we don't trust each other and we die slowly? We don't trust other fellow men because, oh,
Hmm.
if you talk to a fellow man, maybe they'll backstab you. Do you think there's an issue with that?
Yeah, and I think it happens more with men, less of women, because
Mm,
women can call their girlfriends and talk about it. I mean, anytime there is an issue with women,
right.
they go somewhere, they can go one girlfriend or the other. With men, it's a little bit different because of our masculinity. We tend to
Mm,
shy from discussing our issues that are affecting us in our family life. We'd
right.
rather go to a bar and sit down and have a drink and talk
Right.
about all the wealth that we don't have.
Right.
So there is that stigma,
Right.
for lack of a better word, because we don't want to be seen as less manly. And this is really what is really affecting a lot of men. And a lot of men
Right.
not talking and they're suffering in silence because
Right.
they're not able to discuss. One is because they feel that if I talk to you about my
Mm-hmm.
problems, you're going to go and tell
Right.
somebody else.
Right.
And as men, we are supposed to be heads of households. So the minute we
Right.
let our guard down and trying to discuss our issues, the more we are
Mm,
letting ourselves become vulnerable. So there is that stigma
right.
that's making men not talk about the issues. And I'll give you a prime example. I was in Seattle. There's a gentleman who came
Mm-hmm.
in one of the locations where I
Mm-hmm.
was promoting my book. And he's been
Right.
suffering in silence up until he sold my story. And he
Right.
actually drove 3 hours to come and meet with me. So he said
Really?
that being quiet, yes, this is actually a true story. He told me the
Right.
reason why I never discussed it with anybody because I was always afraid that
Mm-hmm.
my issues with my family, if I discuss it with other men, I'm going to be the
Mm-hmm.
subject of discussion. And I said, you cannot be afraid. So he's been suffering in silence. So
Really?
again, yes, and this is just one of many that I actually encountered throughout as I went through a tour in the US. Yes.
So you have a big calling. God is gonna use you to
Yes.
change us, man, because
Hmm.
we keep things inside and we're suffering and we wonder why. Do you think it's also
Hmm.
economically disadvantaged for men in diaspora? Even I think in Kenya to have we have our wives and the girls having more money. Do you think that's also another issue that we are busy and we don't pay attention to those small details?
And again, communication is key. Having open communications is actually very, very important. And I think some of the reasons why a lot of relationships are not prospering is because we don't communicate. You're doing your own thing.
Right.
Your spouse is doing another thing, and nobody wants to come in the middle to at least having healthy discussions about what's going on in their lives.
Right.
There is, and this is not just in Kenya. I mean, again, other people from other countries, Nigeria, Cameroon, Tanzania, Uganda, a lot of men, even women, have reached out to me and say, wait a minute, what's going on here? This is what is happening to me. And as I listen, my next book is actually going to be about relationships, based on my conversations with both men and women. And, I know I'm speaking on behalf of men only because it happened to me. But I think the more there's a disconnect, and especially the communication that lack of communication between parties is actually what is leading the number one cause of all these issues. And a lot of men, especially, they hold everything inside. So they let things go for so long, and then all of a sudden they explode. And without a way to figure out how to navigate through the troubles, they end up getting into depression. Yeah.
Right. So they keep it to themselves and they don't want to talk about it. So
they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Do you think we get so busy and we don't pay attention to just like okay, weekends, Monday to Sunday, we are so busy. We don't pay attention to those little details, and then we are caught up. You think that's the reason why maybe our relationship is going down? And because I'm so busy, I'm not paying attention to it. You think that's it? Because we're so busy here paying bills and stuff like that. Children.
We are so hung up, and especially men, we are so hung up about financial independence. Going looking for money that you never have enough money. Sometimes, and I'll tell you, women, the reason why women really take advantage of us is because they pay attention to small little details. Women, on the other hand, are oblivious. I mean, we become complacent. In other words, a woman can remember something you did or you promised 30 years ago. We don't pay attention to those details. They do. So we are so hung up on looking for that financial wealth that you never have enough money. So we tend to forget the most important details about relationships. And that can really cause us, that's what's really, women always tend to gravitate on, they want that time. Give me some of that time. We men, on the other hand, don't really, that's too much. And I really don't have to worry about that stuff. So in a sense, we lose that connection. And as we're chasing money, we're neglecting the small little things in life that should be crucial to our well-being, that could really foster relationships. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's very, very important. So we have another 15 minutes. Because I wanna focus on selling this book. This book is, and reading this book. This book is amazing. It says here, an author, it gives you the objective of this book is to empower individuals facing similar adversity, encouraging resilience in the face of injustice, to provide inspiration, guidance to those trapped in abusive relationship, offering a beacon of hope and venue for assistance. Amazing. So if a man out there and anybody who is going through difficulties, can they reach to you? Can they call you? Did you have an email? Can you share an email?
Yes, I do have an email, Chief, CHIEF, GICHIENGO, GICHIENGO @gmail.com. They can always reach out to me. There's many people who have actually reached out to me, and I still continue to work with. I'm actually working on a foundation to try and help both men and women who are suffering in silence to find a beacon of hope and to navigate through. I'm a man who, I'm not ashamed to say that I had to seek help.
Oh, what help? Psychology?
I went to a psychologist. I went to a psychiatrist. I
Really?
was actually fell into depression,
Mm,
ready to alcohol. Alcohol became my
mm,
friend.
mm,
I was really deep down to the point whereby it was like life does not have any meaning. So
mm,
for me to go to seek help,
mm,
actually my family actually my encouraged me to seek help. And I really, really encourage other men because we men don't like to seek help. There's a lot of men who are now suffering from mental health addictions. I met
mm.
in Kenya. I met two gentlemen. One guy was about to commit suicide, um, and I did
Really?
really try to talk to him. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This a lot out there. Not just I only used one example in Massachusetts of 9 cases of suicide. It's an example.
That's a
There's many
lot.
more. Whether it's in UK, Germany, there's a lot. I speaking to some friends from Nigeria. There's a lot of mental health and a lot of addictions. A lot of people who are on the verge of committing suicide. So this is not something I'm making up. This is real. And again, from talking to people and people who are reaching out to me. So this is a calling that need to be addressed. So that's why I decided to now form a foundation to address some of these issues. Yeah.
So foundation is gonna be based where? Anywhere for worldwide.
It's
It's
going to
gonna be
be
worldwide.
worldwide. Worldwide, it's
Mm.
going to be US, UK, in Kenya. There's a lot of people actually who've asked me to go to the Caribbean. I have a group
Man,
of 150.
I feel like
Hmm?
add me in the group, and I want to add me in the group because I want to support. And Cayman, you want to be a part of
Sure,
what you're doing and be
sure,
able
sure,
to help men because we are geared towards that. And you be Cayman spokesman. So if you don't mind, you can help push this
sure,
agenda through Cayman and all our forums.
sure.
So in fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add you in all like 5 Cayman groups and you can
Hmm.
share your book. I'm gonna after this
Hmm.
this Zoom meeting, I'm gonna add you there and you can share your book and all that, so that you can share stuff in there. So I'm gonna do that. So you let me know which number do you want me to add. So what I've picked from you is very very important, regardless of what you're going through, to make sure you go through help, you get help.
Yes.
Get help immediately. And we have some
Yeah.
people here. Anybody who has a question for our brother Isaac? Anyone? Does anybody has a question, a burning question? Anyone? Carol, do you have a question? My friend, do you have a question? Kitush, do you have a question? If not, so uh, so in the foundation, I want to ask about the foundation. When do you think it's going to be up and running?
Hopefully within the next month. I am actually right now trying to formulate and I'm putting together the key parties comprising of mental health professionals,
Really?
legal counsel, legal
Mm-hmm.
advisor.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly it's going to be a lot of health professionals.
Mental health and
This
stuff
is
like that.
that is correct. We're going to have some clinics that are going to be geared towards helping people.
Really?
These are going to be, yes, and also conferences. I'm hoping to get conferences actually. I have a team, a group of 150 people from the Caribbean who have actually reached out to me. They really want me to come in. They really, really want me to go there. There's another group in South Africa who've actually
Right.
also reached out to me. This is not
Right.
just about me. It's not about me now. This is about other
Right.
people who are
Right.
really, really suffering. And some of the issues that have been unspoken for. So
Mhm.
the idea of coming together to formulate something that can help other people to know that they're not alone. There's other people who are
Right.
suffering the same. Yeah, this could help.
Yeah. Right. Before I ask you, what do you 5 points you want to give us tonight before we close? Because
Mhm.
I wanna focus on selling this book, and I don't want you to talk a lot, so people can call you.
Mhm.
Hey, next time they hear you're coming to St. Louis, they don't miss.
Yes.
I don't want you to give a lot. So, do you think, man? My last question before you give us 4 tips on how we
Mhm.
can be better.
Mhm.
Maybe I ask you not. Do you think men stab each other's back?
I think there's that jealousy. that we, and especially we African men, we don't like to see other people succeed. So we always find ways to talk negatively about each other. We don't support each other, but we end up actually crushing each other. And that's been a big, big impediment for our progress. I think we need to come together and be one, regardless of, help each other. Men coming together, I think we can we can do a lot of good for the
Good.
benefit
So
of ourselves. Yeah.
right. So because the reason why I'm saying that, because when we are going through, when you are going through struggles, I could hear other men saying, "Oh, why should we help him?" I'm like, we need to help that man. So you had courage to come out, and that kind of bothered me a little bit. Why will a fellow man criticize you because of coming out? Because when you come out, it's a healing, it's a process. That kind of bothered me a little bit. That's the reason why I asked you that question. I'm like, if a man is in trouble, let's get over it. Let's help him. Let's run and be able to support him. So that's the reason I asked you that question. Do you have any comment
I'll
about
tell you
that
right now.
before you give
I'll
us?
tell you, I had more support from women, and I tell you that even today, women. I was going across US, and I was in Germany, I was in Canada, I was in UK, and 90% of the people who are actually supporting and buying the book are women. There's that stigma, and I think we need to get out of that bubble. We men need to come out of that bubble, support each other. I had criticism, and most of them were from men. There's one particular individual that I
Criticism from
reached out.
men.
The other one I didn't. Yes. Are you the only one who have gone through divorce? This is not about divorce, FYI. This is not about divorce. It's about what I suffered and so many others suffering in silence. That's number one. Number two is the way my case was handled. And that's the reason what inspired me to write the book. The bias within the judicial system, that's that's actually one of my biggest challenge, how this was happened. And coming together and writing this book is to bring this awareness and how we can actually men, because I tell you, there's more men that I've heard going through the same thing that I've gone through, being treated by the court system the same way I was treated, if not worse. That we need to create something. We have to have a legal framework to prevent all this from happening. So again, it's not about divorce. People divorce, and that's normal. I mean, there's misunderstanding between families, which results in divorce. But this one was a little bit, there's people who are questioning, how do you lose everything? Yes, I did lose everything. And this is not a made up story. That is the truth. But the fact that some people don't realize, there are people who lose things because of their stupidity, because of what they have done. And people have asked me, what was the nature of your divorce? The filing of my divorce was irreconcilable differences, not infidelity, but irreconcilable differences. So this is a big difference. And again, people need to stop judging others. And I don't really, at this point, I really don't care, because I'm at a point whereby now I need to do something because of what happened. Yes, I've overcome. Yeah.
Yeah, and the book. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So this is my advice for men. Please, men out there, let's come together and stop. If a brother is going through something, let's stop criticizing a brother. Let's come together. Let's support each other. It's heartbreaking to hear when a man is going through a lot, their fellow men criticize them, their fellow men bring them down, and you wonder why. And I want to congratulate all the ladies who've been supporting what we are doing. Even through Kemen is the same thing. You say, oh, how can I support? How can I lift you up? And it's because through ladies. So I know there are men, good men out there. Please, let's spread that love. Let's come together, and I want to appreciate you for coming through today. And I'm going to push the book. So what is those 4 points before you tell us where we can get this book? I have some books. Anyone out there who wants this book, I'm here. I'll give you my number after this, where you can call me. I can give you the book. So what is your 4 points as we wrap it up?
Well, regarding men, what men should do. Number one, be true to yourself. Be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else you're not. It's really not going to help you get anywhere. And two, Also be sensitive about other people's feelings. It's not about you. If you have a family, be sensitive about the family. Number three,
Right.
we need to learn, we men also need to learn to listen. Just because we're head of household doesn't mean that we cannot listen to other people, their spouses, or even our children. Number four, I think we need to be flexible. We cannot be those old days of our fathers telling us this is how it should be. No other way. I think we need to be a little bit more versatile and a little bit more understanding, and just, now one shoe doesn't fit all. One solution doesn't fit all. So we need to be more sensitive. And also, two, let go. Sometimes we need to be more forgiving. Sometimes we men, sometimes I know women do hold grudges, but we sometimes hold that grudge and we can't let it go.
Wow.
The last one is commitment and responsibility. We need to have in a relationship, we need to realize that staying dedicated to the relationship through ups and downs can be healthy. So it also fosters a sense of responsibility for the well-being and happiness.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Those who are listening, I see few people have your book. Can I get
Yes.
your book? Resilient Rebirth.
Rebirth.
Anyone out
Yes.
there who wants this book? Yeah, come call my number 314-757-4215. Can they get it from you? How can they do? Call you, email you?
The book is also available. The book is also available on Amazon, Kindle. KDP is also on paperback. I also have a lot of books in the U.S., throughout the U.S., in Texas, Seattle, Massachusetts. So the books are available. So, but Amazon, you can get it. In Kenya, you can get it through nuriakenya.com. So they can also get the copy of it.
Perfect.
So
This
Amazon is there.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to share this. We are live on YouTube. Yes. So thank you very much for coming through. God bless you. Let's work together. I have an event in Kenya. Are you going to be in Kenya in December?
I am not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. Sky's the limit. So I'm not sure where I'm going to be.
There's a Kemen
Award.
Award.
Just let me know.
There's a Kemen Award in Kenya. I want you to be the guest. I got you for that.
All right.
God bless you.
Thank you very much, Kamau.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. Oh, hold on. Somebody, we have a question?
Yeah, I want
you have a question.
Can I say something?
And you're live on YouTube. And you're live on YouTube. Go ahead, say something.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamau. And thank you so much for everything. I just wanted to thank him for coming on live and speaking about that. But the part he did not talk much, he did not touch on the basis of the women's side. I understood all the side that he talked on the women's side. Like when you're going through divorce, both parties go through almost the same pain. When you were going through divorce, did your wife, your ex-wife, did he like give you all the chances, or he just wanted you to be off? He just wanted the relationship to be out.
And that's a very good question. And again, let me go back to your first comment. The relationship, it takes two to tango. So there's always a man and woman's point of view. I told from my own point of view. There are women who actually, and for the most part, divorces are happening because two people cannot agree with each other, which is normal. There's sometimes, and there's not one side that is better than the other. So on the women perspective, my perspective was I did not even get a chance to even have the time to even defend myself. Again, I wrote, and again, I would love for you to read the book so you can see my point of view. From my point of view, of course, she's free to write her own, to see my point of view, what transpired in the relationship. And again, I don't want to go through the whole thing because it will take a while. I want you to get a book and just read it. And I wish you had read the book so we can discuss from the point of view of this is what happened. But again, I can say there's always two sides of the story. And I'm not here to say I'm perfect. No.
That's all, and thank you for everything that you shared today, and
Sure.
have a nice evening.
You too.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
You so very much. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Isaac, so much for your love. Now
Thank
you are
you.
a Cayman ambassador. Know that, okay?
Sure. All
Are
right.
we good? Are we on?
Yeah, we're good. We're
Tufanye
good.
kazi. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I'll be
2011.
sharing this on YouTube. I appreciate it. Let me